Hello and welcome to another episode of this podcast. How's it going, Alyssa?
It's going great. What's the name of this podcast, Jeremy?
You know, I think it's about time we tell people
Yes.
about the rebranding.
Yes.
So, after much thought, consideration, and literal years of, Alyssa and I talking about this, luckily being on the same page about this, and finally making this happen, this podcast will now be called Rest Here, and it's something that Alyssa actually put in the description of several of our podcast host things, such as like Twitter, on social media. It was always there, but it didn't really stick until later. We share this podcast name with that of a mountain biking podcast, and we didn't really care or consider that in the very beginning, and we kind of just did our own thing. But now we're gonna stand out a little bit and make ourselves different.
Yes. And we confirmed we don't share this title with anyone else. And yeah, let's distinguish ourselves and let's keep this going.
Yeah, and we also have a website now. Let me double check to make sure that it's actually it's not live yet, but I do own the domain to restherepodcast.com.
Nice. Very nice.
Which you guys can go to. It currently redirects to our old website, but that will be updated in time, which at least I will have to talk to you about after this.
It's gonna probably take a month. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So during this transition phase, we just ask that you please bear with us. There will be some visual changes. There's going to be a lot of branding changes. Feel free to still use all the old social stuff for now to get a hold of us, but just know that moving forward, this is a new chapter for us. And I think this is safe to say that because of mine and Alyssa's busy working schedules and busy personal life schedules, as you guys have already noticed, this podcast, it used to be weekly. It is now almost monthly. It's like the episodes will come out when they come out.
Yes.
It's not really something that we can schedule because we're just so busy all the time, and that's totally fine. I do want to give a big shout out to Mr. Volpe the Fox for designing our branding. He is a wonderful streamer on Twitch. You can find his info in the description of wherever this podcast is hosted. Big shout outs to him. He's amazing. He's really good at his job, and you can go see him live on Twitch every Tuesday Pacific time, usually in the morning, 8:00 a.m., because he's based in Indonesia, and he does a lot of art streams where he talks to the audience and designs things, does commissions on stream. So yeah, please give him some love. Tell him that we sent you, and that would mean a lot from us.
Incredibly talented, and definitely check him out for sure. Like when I saw the banner, I was shook, Jeremy. I was really shocked. Just how well he just captured everything.
I'm a big fan.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Volpe's. We both are. We're both big fans.
Definitely.
His work is amazing. Yeah. And when you guys see the banner on our YouTube channel, oh my God, you'll be blown away. It's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, it captures both of our personalities and our interests to a level, to a degree and a level of detail that I couldn't say more of, other than I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Yes.
I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect.
It is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the reasons I kept bugging Alyssa, I'm like, when are we going to do a podcast? And to her right, she's been very busy, but the main reason is because I just want to show everyone our awesome new banner because it's so cool. And we do have an updated podcast thumbnail on YouTube. The channel will be a little bit different. It'll be the same. It'll still have the old videos. Every single episode we recorded previously will still be there.
Yes.
All of everything, every platform that you are subscribed to will only change in name. Nothing else should change. And yeah, so that's about it.
That's about it.
About the transition. So yeah, again, please bear with us as we work through this and we continue to make the podcast a little bit better visually. The format will stay the same. Alyssa and I are still the same. We haven't changed.
Still here.
But still here doing our thing, just busier in life. So no changes other than our name and the brand itself. So that's it. That's all.
That's it.
Yeah. So how you doing, Alyssa? How's it going?
Well, Jeremy, we are both 31 now. And
yes, happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday to you as well.
Thank you.
I had a great birthday. I had food poisoning.
I'm so sorry.
But
to hear that.
It's all good. But I guess I used that time to catch up on television, so I guess it wasn't all too bad. But it's fine. I'm recovered. Still got a little bit more in this month to do for Aquarius season before. Well, Aquarius season's officially over, but but still got a few more days in this month to do some things. I'm going to the Warriors game this Friday, and I'm super excited for that. And yeah, that's what I've been up to. How about you, Jeremy?
I've been good. Real quick though, to backtrack a bit.
Yes.
Who was it? The day of my birthday. The Warriors were playing the Wizards, and I went out to a restaurant, and there was I had to use the restroom. I went to a very fancy steak restaurant on my birthday, and I went to the restroom, and
which one?
There was a gentleman. Sorry, I went to Izzy's. It's in the Marina District.
Okay.
Yeah, very good, very old establishment. I've never heard of it until I started looking for places to eat on my birthday. Could not get House of Prime Rib, unfortunately, because it was all booked up.
You got to do a month in advance for House of Prime Rib.
For a table of two, it seems like you have to do 3 months.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Izzy's also does prime rib. It was just as delicious. Went to the restroom. The Warriors were playing the Wizards. I was like, okay, the Wizards were winning at that point. It was like the first quarter. And I'm in the restroom, and there's another gentleman in there, and another guy comes in. He's like, oh, hey. And the guy's like, oh, hey, what's up? He's like, man, Warriors aren't doing too well. And this other guy goes, they're done. They're done for the season. It's over. They're gonna lose this game. It's gonna be it's the worst. It's the worst of their they're done. Draymond's out. It's like they're just over. It's over.
God.
And they won that night.
And Wiggins went off too.
Dude, Wiggins was going crazy. Oh my god.
Man, I feel.
And I was like, yeah.
No. Finish the thought.
Oh, it's just that night I saw the score, and then when we won. I kept thinking to that moment when I was in the restroom, like, yeah, those guys were wrong.
Yeah.
Those guys, either they were fake fans or they just had no fucking idea what they were talking about.
I've been watching Wiggins for a bit, and Wiggins just came out off of an injury this year. He was out for quite some time, and so he's been playing, but when you come immediately off an injury, you're not 100%. And so this was the first game where he really went off, and I got super pumped. Just Wiggins coming back to form. But
yes,
I'm sad though, because Wiggins is out again, but it seems to be he's actually out for personal reasons. So I hope that everything with Wiggins and his life is okay.
Yeah, same. I hope so too.
Yeah.
It's better that he's not injured and he's out, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But having a good mental headspace is obviously a really good thing to have when you're a professional athlete.
Yes.
It doesn't help that there are people out there that are talking. People are always going to talk shit about anything they love, right?
Yes. All the time.
Like when Clay was out, everyone was like, he's useless. Just trade him.
He's washed.
Just fucking trade him. Yeah, I was like, bro, shut up. If you're a true Warriors fan, you'll know that we always come back.
Yeah.
That's what helps us win, is that everyone loves a good comeback story, and for some reason the Warriors are really good at comeback stories.
I know. I don't get it.
Yeah, but yeah, Wiggins he's solid. He's great.
Always solid.
yeah, so I'm glad that I'm excited for you to watch a game live.
Yes.
This isn't your first time, obviously, right?
No,
you've seen games before.
Yep, I always make it a point. I watch one game live a season. Some seasons I'll watch more than one, if the price hits. But this one, I'll do at least one for sure.
Okay, nice.
But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, I recently went to Vancouver, Canada. Had a great time. Before the podcast, I was telling Alyssa a little bit about this. I went to Tim Hortons and it was alright,
Mediocre.
It didn't blow my mind. It was a very middle bar. I was like, all right, this didn't blow my expectations out of the water, nor did it fail at any point. It was just in the middle. And I'm okay with that. Like it was enough.
It was mid.
I hate to say it, but I'm sorry, Canadians out there.
It's what the Gen Zers call mid.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's because I'm just used to American tastes. but the coffee was okay. The donut holes and the donuts were okay. The breakfast sandwich I had was just okay. Like nothing was crazy good. Nothing blew me out of the water. So, I mean, this is not to say that I don't want to go back, because I actually do want to go back to Tim Hortons and I want to try more things, and maybe there'll be something on the menu that I like. But for now, Tim Hortons is just okay, and that's okay in my book. Like it was, but everywhere I went, every Tim Hortons was crazy busy, and I was like, that's okay. Like people in Canada love Tim Hortons, and yes. I guess I need to discover the secret. I need to find out why. So I have to keep going back and figuring out what makes Tim Hortons so good. If anyone out there knows, can you let me know what to get at Tim Hortons? Because I was just like, oh, we'll just get these things because they're there.
Yep. I suppose it's how some people feel about In-N-Out, because everyone will like their regional burger spot. I like my regional burger spot, but I don't necessarily think that everyone else's regional burger spot's good, but that's because there's bias, so...
Yeah, I in the Bay Area particularly, there's a lot of expensive burger joints that you pay like $14 for a burger, and you pay like another $13 for the shake, and maybe $5 for the fries. When it comes to In-N-Out, you can get all that for like less than $10 sometimes, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm just like, this satisfies my need to get a burger, and I don't necessarily have to have the blue cheese burger with all the toppings and like a brioche bun.
Exactly.
That's buttered and toasted. Like that sounds delicious, and it does taste good. But do I want to pay $14 for a hamburger? Nah, I think I'm okay. I can save my money and spend it elsewhere.
No, totally. And that's one of the reasons why I'm super gung-ho about In-N-Out. In-N-Out has, in a way, just slightly more expensive prices than McDonald's, and it's very affordable for the ingredients that you get. Is In-N-Out the best burger? No, like there's better burgers, but the price point that you pay for the quality that you get is totally worth it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like it meets that, it hits that sweet spot where you're like, it's fast food, but you don't feel super bad after eating it.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, this is actually good, and I don't feel like super greasy after eating all this. And plus, it's so customizable. You can get like animal style fries, and you can not have the bun. You can just order certain things with it, and that's the part I like about In-N-Out a lot.
Exactly. We're on the same page, Jeremy. I will try Tim Hortons one day when I'm in Canada. I am curious, at least.
Yeah, same.
But I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you. Yeah, and then I had poutine, which was delicious. Canadian poutine, for those that don't know, is French fries with cheese curds and gravy. That's just the base, the standard poutine. It's a very heavy, very comfort food like meal. But the version I had smoked Montreal beef on top, and it was very good.
That sounds amazing. Like I said, I don't know what smoked beef means, but I'll totally try it.
Right? Like smoked Montreal beef. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. And I ate it and I was like, this is pretty good. Like I want to know what makes it Montreal style smoked beef. But I guess I'll just have to do some more research. Other than that, very short, quick trip to Canada. Came back. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I can't believe that was like this past weekend. It wasn't not too long ago, and I do like that Vancouver is in the same time zone, so there was no jet lag, and I got to eat at a normal time, and just I felt like I was in a normal headspace too. So it was better than like traveling abroad to a country that's like 14 hours ahead, and you're like, oh shit, what time is it in America? Yeah, it was good. What about you, Lisa? Any fun things you've done?
Well, let me tell you, Jeremy. Dot the bio. I for whatever reason, I decided that I am starting Naruto from the beginning. And this has been something that's been going on since November. I've been kind of slowly chipping away at Naruto, but it wasn't until January, and I was only really watching 2 episodes a week. And, it was very slow. I wasn't really going anywhere. But then by January, that's when I got to the Chunin exam. And so for people who never watched Naruto, so Naruto, it's a very typical shonen where every season is a new arc. And so the first 25 episodes, of course, are, you're introducing the characters, and the main characters. But then the season 2, which is called the Chunin exam arc, this is where you pretty much meet every single person that is relevant to the whole entire series. Like every single person that's their friend, their enemy. And when I rewatched that, Jeremy, I can't tell you how pumped I was when I realized, oh yeah, that's why I like this show. And Jeremy Rock Lee's actually my favorite character on Naruto.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Like genuinely, Rock Lee and Maito guy give me so much feels. Like I love them so much, and so yeah. Now I am going through this I'm going through the series now, and I just finished season 5, which means I'm about episode 130. So for context, the main character Naruto has it's not his enemy, but basically the person he fights the most is his friend Sasuke. And so we're now in the part of Naruto where they're about to go have a huge waterfall fight, and we're gonna get some family secrets from Sasuke, and I am pumped. This is honestly one of the best parts of Naruto. And so the reason, Jeremy, why I wanted to watch Naruto is, one, it's been on the back of my mind for quite some time that they advertise Naruto and Shippuden. I have not seen majority of Shippuden, even though, Jeremy, I'm fully aware that, 300 of the 500 episodes of Shippuden are all filler. I get it. I totally get it. But as a completionist, I watched Naruto. I finished OG Naruto. And I want to say that I finished maybe, the first 50 episodes of Shippuden, and then college happened, and then from there it's a lot of Shippuden. I'm generally aware of the plot of it. It's just that I watched YouTube clips and I didn't really check it out. So I'm on this mission now. I'm going to at least finish Shippuden. I don't think I'm gonna start, and we're gonna cross that bridge with Boruto if I feel like it. But my main goal right now, my new anime goal, is I am at least finishing the first 750 episodes of Naruto.
Wow. Wait, so you said you started Shippuden?
No. I'm still on OG. I'm on episode 130 at this point, but my goal, one of the main goals, is to watch all of Shippuden in all its filler glory. Even though I get it, I know everyone who has watched Naruto is like, what are you doing to yourself? I'm just look, I even though I know there's filler, I genuinely have never seen at least 90% of Shippuden. So either way, all of this is gonna still be a surprise to me.
That makes 2 of us. I haven't seen Shippuden either.
Yeah.
I Okay, so it's and have you watched the OG Naruto before? Or is this
Yes,
your
I
first
have.
time? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I've finished all of OG Naruto.
Oh, okay.
And
so you're rewatching it.
I'm
is what you're
rewatching
doing
it,
right
and I'm realizing this is an amazing series.
now. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
And I'm like, the Sasuke retrieval season, which is season 5, which I just finished.
So good.
And I'm just like,
So good.
yes, this is amazing. Like I love this show
Opening
so
for
much.
Sambo
Master? You talking about Sambo Master?
Yeah.
Dude, Asian Kung Fu Generation, Flow, and Sambo Master, and it's 3 seasons in a row of bops and slaps, and like how do you even skip these intros? It's
not gonna lie.
Impossible.
Those 3 songs are exactly. Yeah, I watch them every time. I would watch them every time. Like I would never skip them. To be honest with you, those 3 songs are my karaoke go-tos. Like I always have to add.
Oh
those
yes, I love that so much, Jeremy.
Sorry to detract.
No, Sambo Master is amazing.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing, Jeremy. That's what I'm wasting my life on these days. Naruto.
Man, I wouldn't call it a waste. That's very productive in my opinion.
I'm glad you agree.
Yeah, no, I love Naruto, and when I say I love Naruto, I specifically mean OG Naruto because that's all I've seen so far. But still, I mean, it's not that I didn't want to watch Shippuden. It was more like other anime had come out, and I got distracted and started watching that.
There's too much anime now.
Way too much.
Yeah,
I have heard that that Shippuden is actually good, like S tier. Shippuden is S tier, but I do want to watch it. I will get to it eventually. So yeah, I mean, maybe you're gonna inspire me to watch Shippuden as well.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that you're doing this.
I am too. I'm so happy of
Naruto is great. Yeah. So would you ever start One Piece?
I want to finish Naruto first because I actually have a connection with Naruto as I've seen OG before, and so that's why I'm more invested in finishing that one first, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I will say the Haikyuu is gonna finish next year, so. Hoping to finish Naruto by the time Haikyuu, like all the Haikyuu final stuff comes out.
Yeah. Okay.
And which Haikyuu is my favorite anime of all time.
That's great.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and then also, God, Jujutsu Kaisen's so good. I can't wait for the new season to come out in fall. I like it's incredible. And Chainsaw Man, love Chainsaw Man.
Oh, Chainsaw Man is so good.
Yes.
Have you ever seen My Hero Academia?
I have not, but a lot of people have told me I would like that show. And Hunter x Hunter.
Okay. Solid choices. I'm gonna add on to the list of people that's gonna tell you that I think you would like My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Because it's right up your alley. It has a lot of OG Naruto vibes.
Okay.
And it kind of diverts your expectations a lot too when it comes to certain plot points.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you'll like it.
Okay.
I think you'll like it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Wow. That was not the thing I was expecting you to say today on this podcast.
That I'm watching Naruto.
Yeah, of all things. It makes me very, very happy. As someone who is a longtime anime fan, and yourself included, you are also a longtime anime fan, but hearing about Naruto, because like a lot of people nowadays, they don't talk about Naruto.
Because it's on Boruto, so at this point,
it's all about Boruto. And so like it's very rare for anyone to tell me that they're starting Naruto from the very beginning, and I'm very happy to hear that, and I'm very supportive because I grew up watching Naruto as well. I grew up watching Naruto in a time when Hot Topic made really, really bad Naruto merch that just did not look like appealing to nowadays standards of like anime streetwear style,
dude.
And from a time when you and I were younger, we were ridiculed for liking anime, but now anime is cool. So when someone says I'm starting Naruto from the beginning, I'm like, oh yeah, full steam ahead. Doesn't matter if you've seen it already or if you've never seen it before. I'm always just like, you know what? Start it. You're gonna love it. It's a great journey. It is one of my favorite shonen animes of all time. And it's just legit. It's a long format style shonen anime that has an overarching story that is still continuing to this day.
True.
Like, it's literally about his son, and it's probably gonna go on to his grandson. Let's be real.
Have you seen the Pro ZD skit where Pro ZD makes fun of Naruto and the spin-offs?
Yeah, it's so good.
It's one of my favorite skits from ProZD, aside from the subtitles one, which is clearly about Sasuke and Naruto.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, Jeremy, majority of ProZD's skits are either about the king storyline that he makes up, or it's about Naruto.
Yeah. He clearly loves Naruto.
Yes.
His jokes come from a place of love.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
But, Jeremy, I'm actually playing games.
Okay.
I have Ishin. I finished the first 2 chapters last night.
Oh my god. I once we're done with this podcast, I am going to finish the second chapter.
Okay, yes.
So the first chapter, well, okay, you're talking about, yeah, you're talking about
like
basically
like a dragon.
Ishin. Oh, I meant the second chapter is you start at the inn. That's the start of the second chapter?
You start at the what?
The inn.
Yes.
In Kyo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will. I'm going to finish that second.
Okay.
Chapter.
Okay.
But oh my god, it's getting to the point now where that's all I think about. Like the same thing happened. Remember when we were playing Yakuza 0? The foundation of this podcast.
Okay.
Right?
So it's funny you say that, Jeremy. I think that okay. And to preface this, Like a Dragon Ishin is basically. This is a whole remake of the original one, so I'm assuming that a lot of the original plot points are the same. Nothing has really changed. It's basically the same game, except it, in a better engine, and it looks nicer and with PlayStation 5 graphics. But in playing this, man, Jeremy, just even in chapter 1 and all the gameplay and just the vibe, the game structure very much to me feels like a combination of Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami, except set in Edo period.
Oh my god, yes.
Down to the way that you organize your items and their storage boxes at the shrines. It very much feels like I'm playing Kiwami or Yakuza 0 right now with swords.
Yeah. I'm getting that vibe. And to add on to that, a couple things.
Go for it.
The first thing is that, like, I found out that this game is not made on the Dragon Engine. It's actually made on Unreal Engine 4.
That makes sense. Now that I think about it, that makes sense because Yakuza 0 and Kiwami aren't on the Dragon Engine.
Right. Yeah. So that's why it feels so much like that.
Yeah.
The game feels like a old version of the Yakuza games. Like, it feels like you said, 0 and Kiwami, where it has the 3 styles of cutscenes and 3 styles of dialogue, where it's like just text with that like text sound, the text with the dialogue in the game, or a straight up just cutscene, right? And I'm just like, they didn't do anything to change the formula. It's just the same game on a different engine. Like, they have a whole other engine, but they still use the same style of game. They could have totally done away with all of those things.
Yes.
And literally, because they built this from the ground up, from what I understand. But they chose to go the route of the classic games. Whether you like that or not depends on your relationship with Yakuza. I myself don't mind at all. I think it's hilarious, but also just like it's very heartwarming to know that the team behind it like put so much love and care into the game that they made that the remake of the original game is literally like almost the same thing as the original. Like
I would hope so.
It hasn't changed much. Yeah, and I love that. By the way, the lighting is fucking fantastic in this game. Oh my god, like the light reflections and everything. I'm like, I feel so immersed when I play this game. Like I feel like I'm living there. It's so cool. Man, Ishin has been so much fun so far.
I know.
I have to say.
Yeah.
And
also,
like I mentioned earlier, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So finish that.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I'm. It's getting to the point where the more I play it, the more I just keep thinking about it. Just like how we were playing Yakuza 0 way back when, and I'm okay with that. Right now, it's the only single player game I'm playing. Before I was playing 2018 Spider-Man, but this takes precedence over that. I will drop everything for Like a Dragon Yakuza. I will drop everything.
Yes.
I love the series so much. Um, so yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
Now, it's so funny just seeing the parallels. For example, Tosa, clearly Tojo clan, and with even just within knowing all the characters, whenever I play this game, Jeremy, I have a page up that tells me who the Ishin character is versus who the Yakuza character is. Just because there was a point where I was getting lost between Kiryu and Ryoma. It was confused. You know, I'm not. It was hard to get in that mindset. Oh no, it's not Kiryu. His name's Ryoma in this setting.
Right.
Yeah, and like and also like Nishiki, like, you know, Okada. It's I don't know. I don't remember what Majima's counterpart is, but it's just so hard to get into that headspace, especially because you know that eventually when Like a Dragon 8 comes out, we're gonna go back to Kiryu, but it's still fun, and there's a lot of characters they brought back, by the way, or not brought back, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of characters that they repurposed in this game, and I love it.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's amazing. I love. Yeah, and the opening credits with the water. By the way, the music is fucking amazing.
Oh, the music is awesome. It's beautiful.
I was getting Ghost of Tsushima vibes when you hear the opening title sequence, like in Ghost of Tsushima, when you're riding your horse through that field and you see the opening, like crawl, like the title of the game. I literally got chills.
Yeah,
and the same thing happened when I saw the opening of this game with all the credits. I was like, oh my god, the water effects look great. The music is fantastic. But when it came to the names of the voice actors and the characters, I was like, I don't know who the fuck is who. Like, I saw Kuroda Takuya, and I know that that's the guy that plays Kiryu, because that, like, he's known for that voice. I know his name, and I recognize a few other names. And I'm like, oh my god, what is their character name? Like, I'm still confused.
Yeah.
Can you send me a link to that cheat sheet that you use?
Yeah, I will. I'll send it to you.
Please. Yeah.
Dude,
I need to check that out.
Okay, Jeremy. I don't think I've ever said this before, probably in all of our time talking about Yakuza, but holy crap, Jeremy, Kiryu is hot. Sorry, Ryoma's hot. like Ryoma with the long hair. I was like, holy crap, if this was a real person, this would be the most powerful, handsome looking guy on the planet. I was like, holy crap. Like, he looks really good in this game. Also, also the outfits definitely help, but holy crap, Ryoma looks really fucking good with long hair.
Yeah. I think this is the first time you said that.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, because I remember you talking about an attractive character within the franchise, but you were talking specifically about the
Hot Boy Summer.
Yeah, Hot Boy Summer.
Yeah.
So that's different. Obviously,
That's different.
Yeah. Totally agree with you. He's an attractive man. Honestly, can't deny that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also fucking buff. Like, he's
Dude,
buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe it's just maybe it's the new engine, but he looks really fucking buff in this game. I'm like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm liking what I see right now. It's fun to play with him.
Yeah, you're just like, can I zoom in a little bit on this character? Yeah. God, everything about this game is beautiful so far.
Yes.
And like, I do want to preface too for people listening that the further that Alyssa and I get into the game, the more that you'll hear us talk about it. So hopefully by the end of all this, we'll do a spoiler cast.
Yes.
And I want to do a spoiler cast in this game.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And I also want us to beat this game before Like a Dragon Gaiden comes out, so that we can talk about that too.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna definitely beat this game pretty quickly, not like by proxy of just I'm just gonna play it and not realize how many chapters I finished in one sitting.
Like, oh my god, I need to keep. Like, what happens next? What happens next?
Yeah.
Which is a really great way that this game's designed, because it wants you to keep going.
I will say though, Jeremy, once I get to that rhythm game, the fan dancing game, it might be game over. We might be delayed for 2 months when we get there. We'll see. So
that's fine.
Yeah.
I saw that Bakamitai is in karaoke for this game, so
oh
it might
yeah,
be
it
over
is.
for a while.
Yeah.
I think I might try to get that S rank for that.
Dude,
song,
I'm telling
so.
you, yeah. I'm not kidding. When we get to these rhythm games, our productivity might change. We just have to gauge it.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, oh shit, there's more game to the story. Fuck, I forgot.
Exactly.
Like, in Yakuza 0, I would literally, I spent a whole day, like I spent 3 hours just playing the Kabakura minigame in Osaka. I lost track of time and I was like, oh fuck, that's right. There's other stuff I have to do, but I really didn't want to do it. I was like, okay, let's get through this cutscene. My club needs me.
Yes.
Gotta beat Club Venus.
Yep.
See what happens next.
Exactly.
Yeah, the mini games are really help make this game awesome, and we're obviously obsessed with them.
Oh yeah, all the time. Now, though, I will say, Jeremy, I'm genuine. I actually think the combat's hard in this game, and I think it's harder to dodge and do a few things by nature of you're wielding a katana, and because of that, I think it's almost as if they've purposely made the movement slower or made things take longer. Because, for example, the tutorial section, it took a long time for me to get through the parries, like a longer time than I'd like to admit. And I was surprised, like, how I'm not getting these parries, and I'm about to die actually if I don't get these parries in. What the heck? And on top of that, it's harder to trigger the heat actions. You really have to be hovered over the body to perform it and to really activate that triangle. And so, I love the different styles. Like, I think it's brawler, gunman, wild dancer, and swordsman. Wild dancer is wild in the best way possible. I love that. That's probably my favorite combat style. And I like the soul orbs just because I'm used to that format of ability maps, because it's in Final Fantasy and a few other games like that. But yeah, I actually find the combat kind of hard, even on normal mode. And I think it's, like I said, I think it's just they've made it that way because you're holding a sword, and so making things a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I actually agree with you 100%, because my first battle against Okada, I lost because I was like, oh shit, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And I lost the first time because I was like focusing too much on his henchmen. So the second time I played it, I pulled out my gun and just shot all the henchmen, and I just fought him with the sword. So it was a one-on-one duel.
Yes.
And even then, it was still tough. I was still getting hit.
I agree.
And when I thought I dodged at the perfect time, I didn't. And I was like, is there a problem with my Bluetooth to the controller, to the console? Turns out, no, that wasn't the case. Like, you're just slower as a character. And I think that looking at the skill tree, you just have to keep getting more things and unlocking more things to be faster.
Yep.
As a swordsman, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna take some time, but I mean, it's that's part of the game too, right? Is like to keep playing so that when you use that specific style, you'll get more skill points for it and unlock more of the skill tree. Which I'm also very impatient, so I'm like, oh my god, I'm too slow. Like I just want to beat it already.
I know.
It's very annoying, but that's just how it is. That's just the game, and another reason why I keep wanting to play the game.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get used to it. And to your point, when we update that ability map, it'll get a lot easier. Very in line with Yakuza 0, where there comes a point where there's a wall, but once you hit certain abilities in that wall, you're pretty much overpowered completely by the end of the game. So, yeah. The one tricky thing about playing this game is I have to tell myself that I'm playing Ishin and to stop making comparisons. Okay, for example, it's just because I'll see the character and I'll know who they were in Yakuza 0, like a Shibusawa or someone like that, and I'm thinking, oh, is this guy bad? Because technically he was bad in this game, but this might be completely different because I don't know how they're utilizing the character. And you know what I mean? And I'm like, I kind of go towards this downward spiral of trying to predict how these characters are being played out, and I'm trying to get myself to not do that because now this is just like a completely different game altogether.
Right, yeah, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard to not do that because in the beginning you saw Goda with Ishikiyama. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, those guys don't hang out. But
yeah,
like, that's not them. And then it's hard to disassociate because they're wearing the colors of the characters from the original game.
Exactly.
I'm like, I see what you're doing, but my brain can't figure that out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nishikiyama's wearing his normal, like, his, what is that, like maroon teal, not teal, maroon, like red color, purplish color, right? And then Goda's wearing like yellow gold, and I'm like, yeah, that's them, but it's not them.
It's not.
Yeah, so I'm
gotta break.
I'm
the
also
habit.
getting used to it.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And so far, this is the only game outside of, like, so far this is the only game like this of the franchise that has the characters, right, but that are named differently, right? Like, I'm
Correct.
sure if there is like an Ishin 2 in the future, maybe it'll continue the story. But right now, like, it's gonna be hard for me to say to memorize their names and then forget about it, because I'm always gonna be like, that's Nishikiyama, that's Kiryu, and
yes,
I will get used to it, but I feel like I'm not. If I stop playing the game and just continue playing the other Yakuza games, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't remember what their counterparts' names were.
Exactly.
God. Yeah. So fun. So fun so far.
We're here for it, everyone.
Yeah.
We're back into it. And this is seriously the only game I've been playing. And I have Octopath Traveler 2 pre-ordered, and I'm going to get that this Friday, so that's going to be my new Switch game, and I'm looking forward to that. And so I'll have my PS5 game and my Switch game, and it's going to be a good time.
There you go. Yeah. A little variety. You can't be playing the same thing and then you get bored of it, You don't want to get burned out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ishin is also one of the only games I'm playing right now, like, consistently. The other game, I think this is the first time I'm telling you this, Alyssa, is I started getting into Call of Duty Call of Duty Warzone 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So at
that's
the
a plot twist.
Yeah, I didn't expect
it for streaming?
It either. No, I actually haven't really been playing it on stream. I played it a couple times on stream, but here's what happened.
Okay.
A few of my IRL friends that I have never really played games with. One of them is actually Shogo, who through our Terrace House project. We have known each other for years, but we never played any games together. One day, we were like, hey, let's play Apex Legends together. So we started playing it, and we were doing all right. We got a couple dubs together with another one of our friends. And then we were talking to my brother one day, and he was like, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone with my friends. And we're like, oh, that sounds fun. He was describing the game to us, and we're like, that sounds pretty cool. And the main reason why we wanted to play it was because Shogo is already familiar with Call of Duty because he's been playing Call of Duty for a little bit. He's not a big Call of Duty fan, but he is familiar with the franchise, and he knows it enough that, he feels comfortable playing another game like it if it were to come to that. We decided to add... we decided to start playing Call of Duty because of that, but also because we can add one more person to the list. We can have one more player, essentially, and level the playing field a little bit. So that 4 of us could be playing the game at a time. Another one of our IRL friends was like, hey, I want to join you guys. So we asked him to join us. And so it was me, Shogo, mine and Shogo's friend, my brother, and our other mutual friend. And it's the 5 of us playing Call of Duty. It got to the point where we're like, okay, let's make some team goals, because this is our first time playing games, like all of us playing games together. We're like, let's make some goals. So the first goal was, like, these goals are also based on wins. It depends on how many wins we get, not like all consistently, like not back-to-back wins, but just wins, just like continuing wins. Like, they don't have to be counted toward, like, they're not like back-to-back wins. They're just like, hey, we won once, we lost a game, we won a second time. We're going to count that. And we call them our OKRs list, which if you're working for a big company, you'll know that that's just your company's goals for, like, the future, what your company works towards. So we call that our personal OKRs, which is very corporate tech speak, especially for the Bay Area. But
yes,
we live there, and we're just surrounded by that kind of culture. Anyways, so on our first win, we agreed that we would all drop whatever we were doing, because we would all be playing at the same time. Well, we would all be together watching or playing together. And we agreed that when we won the first time, we would all go to a bar and take a shot together and then just leave. The second goal, if we won a second time, we would go play like a VR game together in person. Like there's several around the Bay Area and San Francisco. There's one called Sandbox VR where, you know, up to 6 people can be in one room and you're all wearing VR headsets and you're playing a multiplayer co-op game together. So we're like, okay, we're going to do that. Our third win was we're going to go to a Warriors game together at the Chase Center. Our fourth win, if we got one, was we would go to Napa. Our fifth win was we were going to go to Hawaii. And the hardest thing to do in the game is to set off a nuke. And what that means is like you have to get 5 consecutive wins. You have to get a special mission. A special mission will appear for you on the map. You have to do it. And once you activate the special mission, you'll have to gather 3 parts to assemble a nuclear bomb. And once you gather all the 3 parts, which hurt you, by the way, consistently over time, like there's like plutonium and a couple other things, but like one scrambles your map, one like consistently does damage to you. Once you have all these 3 parts, the nuke will drop somewhere on the map, and you have to assemble the nuke. And once the nuke is assembled, you have to guard it, because everybody on the map, from the moment you pick up that special mission, knows what you're doing, and they're going to do everything they can to stop you. Other players. This is every other player. Each lobby is like 155 people. So you're facing off against all these other people while trying to assemble the nuke, protect your team, and let the nuke go off. When you let the nuke go off, you get a special cutscene at the very end that says Champions Domination. You get a special skin, you get a special banner, you get all these like specific things. It is really, really hard to do. Like only like 1 or 2% of players in the entire game have it and have done it.
Yes.
So that was our goal. And if we had done that, if we get the nuke, we're going to Japan together. That's the goal.
Okay, what happened?
We haven't. Okay. So we won one time.
Okay.
So we went to a bar, and we didn't stay for one shot. We stayed for multiple, and we got fucked up at that bar. We got really trashed.
There you go.
I recorded that win and some moments from that bar, so I'm gonna put it all together in like a montage.
Oh my god!
If we,
amazing.
Depending on how far we get to this. But,
okay.
That video of our first win is public knowledge. It's somewhere. It's on Twitter. It's like in a bunch of different places. And it's all hype. That whole win. It's so stressful watching it.
Okay.
And when we win, we were so surprised. We won a second time. Actually, like a few days after that first win.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so we still have yet to go to a VR game together because Shogo is currently in Japan, so we're waiting for him to come back, and then we're gonna plan
for sure
that thing together.
Cool.
And we are gonna get our third win soon. We have to wait for him to come back because the stipulation is that we all have to be like in Discord together, either playing or watching each other.
Okay.
So for the win to count.
Yes. Yes.
Recently, season 2 of Call of Duty Warzone dropped. And there's a new map called Ashika Island, and it's a Japanese-based map, and it's for this new game mode called Resurgence. And Resurgence is that you're in teams of 4, you all drop on this tiny Japanese island, and as long as one team member is alive, everyone else can just keep respawning. Okay. And it's only like 50 people, so it's not that big of a goal. And we all agreed that we're just going to use it to warm up for our bigger OKRs.
Okay.
But for now, Ashika Island is like a lot of fun. And we actually won once. We won the day it came out. Because everyone was new to it. It came out on February 15th, so not too long ago. But at this point, a lot of people have been playing it consistently to the point where it's just like, okay, they know the map well. They know what to do. But because it was the first day and everyone was kind of like getting used to it, I think that's why we got a dub. We're also, I don't want to say we're super good at the game, and we're not like super cracked, but I want to say our team's decent. But
Jeremy, shoot your shot. Your team's
You know
good.
what? Why not?
Do it.
Okay.
Do
okay.
it.
I don't want to sound like it's like a brag, like I'm like, oh yeah, we're fucking good. But I think everyone is really good at what they do, like within the team itself.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the only other thing I'm playing aside from Ishin. Like that's the big multiplayer game. Like I'm not playing Valorant, I'm not playing Apex. I literally haven't touched Valorant since last year, and I'm actually okay with that. I really like that I'm playing a game with friends that I can see in a couple minutes, like
yes.
One time after the game, I was like, hey, you guys want to come over? And we all just like hung out at my place. And I was like, yo, this is legit.
Nice.
like I really like that. And I think it's really fun and different. And yeah, like all of us live in the city. So it's really cool to be able to hit people up and be like, yo, we just finished that game. We got a dub. Let's hang out. That's so cool.
That is
like
very
you can't
cool.
do that, right? Yeah, and you can't do that with any I can't do that with any of my other friends because like they live across the country or they live in an entirely different city and it's gonna take some like a hassle for them to drive. Whereas like my other friends here, like I can walk to one of my friends' house and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now I'm kind of like basking in that energy and I'm honestly just loving it.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's like my big multiplayer relief right now.
That's a good time.
Despite it being a very stressful game.
Yes.
Yeah, so Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 and Ishin. Those are what's going on.
Fantastic. Sounds like a good time. And also,
yeah,
it's just nice now that we can all see each other again. It really is nice just being in the same room and sharing that experience of just playing with, everyone together and just kind of having that, like, kind of intimate, like, chemistry. So.
Yeah, you really can't buy that.
Yeah. So I'm very happy for all of you.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope that we can at least go to Hawaii together. That would be fun.
That would be legit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm playing.
Cool.
I don't really have any news items, do you?
There's only one news item I have, and it's very quick, and it's just that Microsoft now has a 10-year deal with Nintendo that Microsoft games are going to come back, are going to come on the Nintendo Switch.
Hey, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yes, in fact, it just happened yesterday, so that's why you didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
sick.
So yeah, you'll see some Microsoft games coming to Nintendo, such as Call of Duty.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, playing Call of Duty on Switch.
What a time!
What a time to be alive, everyone.
Wow, it's a great time to be a gamer, but as an adult gamer, it's really tough when you're busy.
Always tough when you're busy.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
I think that's it. I think I can I could say that thank you guys for supporting Alyssa and I all these years through our Downtime podcast brand. It's been a wild ride. I'm totally going to make the thumbnail clickbait. It's going to say goodbye Downtime with the logo.
Yes.
But you know what? It's goodbye Downtime, but hello Rest Here podcast.
Yes.
It is our new name. It's our new brand.
And go first.
It is our new name. It is our new brand, but it's still us.
Yes. We just want to remind everyone that if you're following this, whatever platform you're following this podcast, and if you follow us on socials, it's going to be the exact same links. We're just changing the usernames. We're changing the names of everything, but it's just what you're currently on, what you're currently subscribed to is basically still the same.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. It's it's one of those things that, it's I'm not going to say it's like a New Year's resolution where it's a new year, new us, but because this has been something we've talked about for a very long time, and I'm really happy that it's finally happening.
Yes.
And that we can at least stand out a little bit and be a little different, but still be ourselves. And
exactly.
And so thank you guys for choosing to listen to us, of all the other gaming podcasts, of all the other personalities on the internet that are there, of all the people that started podcasts during the pandemic. I'm really happy that you guys decided to stick with us. Let's just listen to us and be around and support us. So thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. We're looking forward to continuing with Rest Here, and we're just thank you for all of the years we've had. Like, pretty much, if you think about it, Jeremy, it's like kind of like it was our 20s when we had Downtime podcast, and it's the beginning of a new era, also in our 30s.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. That's crazy. From sneaking our podcast into conference rooms at our old job to now just like hanging out at home in our pajamas.
Exactly. It's a good time.
Yeah. So, again, things are going to change visually and digital wise, as far as like how to reach us. Speaking of, right now, you could still reach us at contact@downtime.live if you want to send us an email the old fashioned way. You can go to our website, downtime.live, to check us out for now. the URL will be updated to restherepodcast.com soon, but for now it just redirects to our old website.
Yes.
You can find our Discord server in the description of wherever this podcast is hosted that allows links. Click on that and it'll take you to our community where we talk about everything from video games, TV shows, movies, to pop culture and music, everything in between. You can reach Alyssa and I there directly. We're always available if you ping us there somewhere there. We'll read it. We see questions. We see you guys. So thank you guys for sticking with us again. And you can find our podcasts on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We'll read it on the podcast. And this is the beginning of a new chapter. This is our Boruto, our Naruto Shippuden.
Oh my god.
OG Naruto is out.
OG
Naruto
Naruto's
Shippuden
out.
is in. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. We did it.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. We're here now.
We're here now.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more news about Ishin, about our experiences playing through it on this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you guys again. We seriously don't know when the next podcast is going to be recorded, so stay tuned.
Yes.
When it happens, it happens.
Yep.
All right?
It will happen.
Yeah. Thank you guys again so much, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes. Have a good night, everyone.